Oklahoma City police and the FBI have teamed up to investigate a case of underage prostitution. Here's what happened. On Friday, a 15-year-old girl was picked up for the crime, and officials fear there could be more young girls involved. News Channel 4's Sarah Stewart has been looking into the story, and she's joining us now live from the newsroom with more on what she's found out. Sarah?
Kevin, the FBI has been brought on board to see if any federal crimes could be involved, like issues of child civil rights or human trafficking across state lines. The girl who was picked up is only 15 years old, but officials are investigating reports that even younger girls are involved. South Robinson in Oklahoma City has long been known for the girls who walk that street. It's no secret, but now concern is being raised about the age of one of those prostitutes.
If a youth is going to be prostituted in Oklahoma, at some point they're going to end up on Robinson.
Video vigilante Brian Bates has also been driving these streets for 15 years, taking video of the illegal activity and turning it over to police. On Friday morning, Oklahoma City's Vice Squad showed him a picture of a 15-year-old girl they wanted him to help them find. Just a couple hours later, he found her.
She did get picked up by a potential John, and he headed over to a store parking lot, presumably to engage in a lewd act.
Bates kept an eye on the vehicle in the Sears parking lot until police arrived and stopped the driver.
They really stepped it up to get here before this young lady could be victimized again, and they literally got there just seconds before the lewd act probably would have happened.
We're in the midst of the investigation trying to see whether or not there is other individuals or other children out there that are engaged in this activity.
Bates was happy to have helped remove one young girl from Oklahoma City's streets, but says the problem is much bigger.
Unfortunately, the sad commentary is that not only are young daughters for sale on Robinson, but men are actually lining up to buy them.
Good evening. A man accused of human trafficking is back behind bars tonight. Police arrested him, an accused prostitute, and a 17-year-old runaway girl out of Tulsa. And it turns out he's been arrested before for the very same thing. News 9's crime tracker, Adriana Ivashensky, is live at the Oklahoma County Jail with the story. Adriana?
Well, 23-year-old Philip Gatson is here in the Oklahoma County Jail on a $50,000 bond. He is a known pimp who has been arrested several times, including just 10 days ago on a prostitution-related complaint. However, he keeps getting out and goes right back to what he knows, the reported trafficking of women and children. Oklahoma City police arrested Philip Gatson and Sylvia Williams outside this gas station off Northwest 122nd and MacArthur after officers found them with a 17-year-old runaway out of Tulsa who was listed on the National Crime Database as a sex trafficking victim. He was also one of the many people arrested back in 2012 and 2013 during Operation Cross Country, a nationwide sting set up by the FBI and local law enforcement aimed at getting known pimps, prostitutes, and human traffickers behind bars and trying to rescue underage girls. This is video the FBI provided last year of the nationwide effort.
People are just preyed upon, and usually it's those who are in dire situations, or those with lower self-esteem, or those who just make one bad choice. And so it's just so frustrating to see.
Lori Basie is with No Boundaries International and is one of the many involved in the fight against human trafficking who gathered Friday evening for a candlelight vigil.
When these young women are brought off the streets and when they come to us, there's such a high level of fear.
Sonia Martinez is the director of Beautiful Dream Society, an organization that has set up a shelter for victims of human trafficking right here in Oklahoma City.
They want to make changes. In some cases, they don't know how and they don't feel safe.
We just like to remind them that they're beautiful and that they're made for something more than that. And we just take them by the hand and help them make better choices and find a way out if that's what they're looking for.
And January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month. One way you can show your support for those fighting this is wearing a blue ribbon. Reporting live in downtown Oklahoma City, Adriana Ivashensky, News 9.
Cases like this one are bringing new attention to the growing problem of human trafficking in our state. It is just one of the many reasons why an agency designed to stop drug abuse is also dedicating agents to end modern slavery.
Now there's a new weapon in the arsenal, the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics Human Trafficking Unit. OBN Director Daryl Weaver understands the connection between the war on drugs and the war on human trafficking.
The same type of vice crimes that happen with drug enforcement also happen with some of the human trafficking components. We had the undercover capacity, we had the surveillance techniques, we had, to be quite frank with you, we had the informant, we had the confidential sources to be able to infiltrate some of these groups.
The 7-member OBN unit has spent the past 6 months training with the best law enforcement in Oklahoma and around the country. We spoke with one of the agents who can't be identified because he works undercover.
We're working on making sure that we have the training and background to identify and deal with these cases,
including cyber investigations, labor trafficking, and sex slavery.
This crime is typically in broad daylight, and it occurs right under our noses. Anytime there's money involved in it and there's a demand, there's going to be somebody willing to step up for the supply.
It really shocks the conscience of Oklahomans. It shocks my conscience. We want to get that kilo of cocaine, but I submit to you it's more important to save that child, and that's what we're going to try to do.
A problem that will take all of us to conquer. And the OBN Human Trafficking Unit officially hits the streets this Thursday. Now, here's how we can get involved. Law enforcement needs our help by alerting them if we know someone who is a victim or if we notice any suspicious activity. You can call their toll-free hotline at 855-617-2288. We've also included information on how to get help on our website, news9.com.